Hi, I'm Sherry McGill, and you're watching Lessons Learned. Hello, welcome back to Finish It Friday. Lots of things finished this week, or mostly finished. One thing I do have finished is the Barn Quilt Mini for the month of June. This center section right here gave me fits, and I'll tell you why in a second. I thought, is there another pattern mistake? Am I the queen of finding pattern mistakes? No, it wasn't a pattern mistake. It was my mistake. I had the wrong size cut out. I cut them like a week ago, right? I was showing you how I had everything cut and ready to go, but I hadn't actually put it together yet, and somehow I was off a little bit. Not a little bit, I think it was like an inch, like I read the pattern completely wrong. So I stared at it and I stared at it and I read those two lines over and over, putting these, what are those called, quarter square triangles. There's 4 of them there in the middle, 2 lines of instructions, and I was like, this does not go together like that. So finally I had to just leave it for another day, the following day, and then I came back and I read it again, and then I finally figured out these are not the right size. I had 2 of them the right size, and no, I had the right sizes but the wrong colors. So I had to do a little more cutting, but I got it done. And I put some cute little, I don't know if you can tell, put some cute little curved quilting on it. There's either I have too much light or not enough light. Around these I put little curves like this, and then I came back around and connected them this way in the corners, and then I did an all the way around frame around it. So it turned out really cute. I like that one. There's a few that are my favorites. There's some that I haven't really liked that much, but I like this one. So that's off my back. So next year when I get each one of these out for a month, I'll be ready. I won't have to actually make the block for the month. I'll actually have the block ready to display for the month. Okay, what else? Okay, this week I put out an extra video on putting this piano keyboarder on, the Save the Bees panel. If you didn't see that, go back and watch it. I'm not done. I still feel like I need another border or 2 on it. We'll see. I'm still thinking. There will be a part 2 to putting this together, so watch out for that next week. Maybe next week. We'll see. And I loved seeing your all's blocks on Instagram for last week in the color green, and this week is blue. Now since my background is a light blue, I went a little bit darker. So go ahead and get your blue fabric out for the Windmill Garden block for next week. Look, we've got 4 done already, so we're almost halfway there. Coming right along. And I have, what else do I have to tell you? Oh, I got commissioned to make a quilt. It's actually a wall hanging, but I'll tell you more about that on Monday. And then today, my husband took the day off, and we're going to go to my closest and my most favorite quilt shop in the area. We don't have too many, believe it or not. Living close to Louisville, Kentucky, you would think there would be a ton of quilt shops, but there's only a couple. And one is the one I bought my baby lock from, and then the other one's more like my, you know, for fabric and things like that. I haven't been probably since the pandemic started, so I'd like to get over there and see what they've got going on. I get notifications from them on their classes and different things, and I read those, but I haven't actually been there. I need, for the quilt that I've been commissioned to do, I need a couple of fabrics. Believe it or not, I have two. I need 4 fabrics, and I have had 2 in my stash that'll work fine, and then I need 2 more. So I'm going to go over there and do that. And let's see, what else did I want to tell you? Was there anything else? I should write these things down, shouldn't I? Well, let's go into the photos of your finished projects, because I got a bunch of them this week. A bunch. So the first one is from Dolores Rast, and she sent us stuff before. But remember, I was working on my tablecloth. That was my mom's, and she had something that she was thinking about making a tablecloth out of too. So let me show you that here. And she ended up tacking it. So we had a little communication on the side about that, but it just made the cutest tablecloth with those cherries and the red in between. Very simple, very easy, very cheerful. I like it. I always like everything you guys do. There's nothing I have seen yet that I could say, oh, that's ugly. And then she also sent me a picture of her windmill garden block last week, and that was on the Instagram, I think. But I'll show you here. Her fabric has a little bit of red and white and blue in it, but mostly a green. Well, the background of it is green, and that stands out the most. And that just made an adorable block. I love it. Thanks, Dolores. And then, let's see. I'm trying to get them in order in the way I got them. I think Ernest Sewell was next. Now, we always love to see his stuff, right? So he sent me a couple more that he's done in the past. The first one that you see is a black and gray quilt. And the second one is an orange, mostly orange and scrappy, I think, quilt. Let's see what he says about it. I've read this, but I forget. It says the black quilt was the first paid quilt I ever made. So he got paid for that one. Said the guy wanted black and gray tones, and it's the Cozy Quilts paper lanterns. And he sent one before that was done up in Asian fabrics in that same pattern. Says all the fabric in the lanterns have small little pale white shapes on them: paisley, stars, pinstripes, dots, etc. The borders and backing are just blacks and grunge. The quilting is a stitch in the ditch where it's black on black, but it's a zigzag stitch in the ditch wherever a print fabric intersected with black fabric. Kept it simple, and the person who received the quilt loved it. And that same person is selling his house, and the quilt is on his bed on Zillow right now. So that's interesting. That's a really classy looking guy quilt. And he sent a close-up of the zigzag. And see, that's something we all can do too. If you have a machine that will do zigzag, or if you have a computerized machine that does some embroidery stitches, then you can do your stitch in the ditch with that. I don't know if you would actually call that stitch in the ditch if it's a decorative, because it doesn't really go in the ditch, but you know, it covers the seam. So that's another option we have that's easy to do quilting on your domestic machine. The orange one is called Diamonds Squared. It's a free pattern, Donna Jordan, reverse engineered. I decided to use an orange tropical floral for the background. Okay, so the orange is the background. And the illusion is that the diamonds are cut out of the middle of the squares, but the whole quilt is nothing but half square triangles with background and tiny 1-inch strips on the other side. And then he said he used up a lot of ugly green fabric he got from So Yeah. Haha. He's always winning fabric on So Yeah, or maybe he bought a mystery package and got green. I don't know which, but he doesn't like green, in case any of you wondering. Now, green is one of my favorite colors. Every shade of green or blue, teal, that's my jive, but not him. Thanks, Ernest. And then we have one from, let's see, Elaine Frink. This is beautiful. This is Scrappy Beehive Quilt Pattern by Jennifer Chon, C-H-O-N. I thought I had a lot of scraps, including some from my mom and my daughter, but I still had to get into some charm packs for certain colors. The quilt is 60 by 68. It's made from 4 square patches and half square triangles. Beautiful, beautiful. It looks like, it's another one of those that looks like crystals to me. Or, you know, like a, I don't know how you explain it. Maybe like a stained glass even. But I want you to look close and see the quilting on that. It looks like she just did a gentle curve, probably free motion, and kind of echoed it all the way through. That's another easy on the domestic machine kind of thing you can do, is just that curvy line. Remember that very first Darlene Michaud quilt I did on here? That's what I did on it. They weren't as close together as Elaine's, but it's easy. And it looks modern, and you know, if you like modern, it looks modern and you know, professional. Bobby Walking Stick. Hi, Bobby. We haven't seen you on here for a while. She did a table runner in red, white, and blue. And then she has another one here. I think this one's not quite put together yet. A bow tie quilt. That's pretty. It's scrappy too, and I like the green intersections, of course. And then I've never done a bow tie quilt, but you know, those centers are just kind of floating on top. I saw a video on it not too long ago, how you can do that, and it just kind of floats. It's attached, but there's a method to attaching it to where you just turn it out and it's on the top. So I have to try that one of these days. And then she's showing some of her other star blocks down here. Her stitching on her quilt there. Nice job. Very nice. You've been busy, Bobby. And then, let's see, is there anybody else? I think that's it. Now, I do see here on my email that remember the Missouri Star Quilt mistake on the Totally Tulips? Well, I want to read you. I sent him an email. I said, hi, I just wanted to let you know that the instructions for the above referenced quilt pattern contains an error. On step number 4, the second instruction tells you to add 14 strips to the tops of 14 of the blocks and 14 strips to the bottoms of the remaining 14 blocks. However, there are 7 alternating columns, which means 16 must have the strips on the top and 12 have strips on the bottom. And then the answer I got was this: hello, thank you for reaching out to us on the change needed for the pattern. I am sending this on to the pattern department management. Thank you for being a part of the Missouri Star Quilt Company family. Have a great day. I don't really expect to hear anything back from this point. I'm just kind of washing my hands of it. I'm not going to pursue, you know, anybody else getting back with me and, you know, making me see that it's changed, because, you know, that's on them. But anyway, I did my duty on that one. But what's interesting is they sent me today an email that says, "We'd love to hear what you think of our customer service. Please take a moment to answer one simple question by clicking either link below." And then it says, "How would you rate the support you received? Good, I'm satisfied, or bad, I'm unsatisfied?" So I kind of wish there was something in between, like okay but need more or something like that. But I haven't answered that yet. I don't know if I will. I might. I probably should. Anyway, that's it. I think when we go to the quilt store today, I'm going to do some video. So I might slip in another video next week on you of that little trip that we made, if you're interested in seeing that. And I hope you have a good weekend, and go find something to sew, and you know, spend a little time sewing on your projects and get them done, so you can send them to me for Finish It Friday on the email, lessonslearnt2021@gmail.com. And then the Instagram, you're welcome to put anything on there that you want. If you want to tag me on something so that I can see it. And then of course your Windmill garden, you know, send your blocks with the hashtag so that we can all see each other's, and that is hashtag WGSAL. All right, see you soon. Bye.